Of passing through Florida, traveling more than 100 miles across the state. Ian has now lowered its intensity from a Category 4 major hurricane after making landfall to now Tropical Storm Ian. However, major impacts will remain. It is Thursday, September 29th. I'm meteorologist Kim Castro, based out of KHOU 11 in Houston, Texas, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're seeing right now on infrared satellite imagery as we continue to track this devastating storm. It made landfall close to 3:10 yesterday afternoon near Cayo Costa, Florida. These are the barrier islands just west of Fort Myers, with maximum sustained wind speeds at 150 miles an hour. Right now, the tropical storm has maximum sustained wind speeds at 65 miles an hour. It continues its slow crawl to the northeast at 8 miles an hour. Right now, heavy rain bands passing through Daytona Beach, through Orlando. More than 2.5 million households without power. Again, these are households. Each household likely has more than one person. You can double that number to 5, potentially 10 million people dealing with a loss of power, a large portion of Orlando in that category as well. Now, even though Ian has lowered its intensity, the impacts remain, not only with a good force of wind. This wind is onshore, so we're going to talk about the storm surge threat as well as the freshwater threat that this storm continues to dump down. These bands that extend from the eye wall, the rain shield, and the outer bands too will have the potential to dump down another foot of rain in several of these areas that will continue to be impacted, not only for this afternoon, but as we head into the weekend, and the threat will continue to several additional states as well. Here's a look at some of the current wind gusts: 20, 30, upwards of about 40 miles an hour from the hurricane. These are what radar sites are picking up. Again, some of these are down because of power outages. The force of Ian has knocked down several of the most accurate recordings. And like I mentioned, not only are there tropical storm warnings up for a large portion of Florida, they now extend to the coast of Georgia as well as South Carolina. And you'll notice if I lift the tropical storm warnings, you can also see there's even a hurricane watch for a portion of the coastline. And the reason for that, there is a very slight possibility that as Ian exits the northeast coast of Florida and travels through the Atlantic, there's more water resource there, and for a very short while it could intensify. So here's the timing of the exit. By Thursday afternoon, Ian's expected to curve through the Atlantic and come back around to impact potentially the coast of Georgia or South Carolina. Like I mentioned, it's forecasted by the National Hurricane Center to pick up wind speeds at 70 miles an hour, just needs 4 miles an hour more in order to reach hurricane status. And again, up those warnings from tropical storm to hurricane warnings. Whether that happens or not, the impacts will be tremendous, with storm surge for some of these low-lying areas, as well as the freshwater impacts. Flash flooding will be the biggest threat as we move forward in time. Right now, storm surge continues to be a threat for the Jacksonville area. Like I mentioned, Savannah to Charleston, we'll continue to see that threat into the weekend. And Fort Myers down to Naples, that saw the biggest potential 18-foot storm surge, will continue to see impacts this afternoon. Even though the storm has passed there, things are incredibly dangerous, and law enforcement agencies are cautioning everybody to stay hunkered down and not try to venture into very dangerous waters that loom all throughout these devastated areas in the southeast portion and southwest portion of Florida as well. Now, how much rainfall can we expect moving forward? Some localized spots could see between 8 to 12 inches of additional rain. I'll show you how much rain we've gotten already. Now pile that number on top of that. Most spots will see between 5 to 8. But again, localized areas up to an additional foot of rainfall, and that extends not only to South Carolina, but North Carolina and Virginia as well. Like I mentioned, Ian has made a trek of almost 150 miles. This is the eye of the storm, the center of circulation. Of course, those bands extend far beyond that. And right now we're watching for flash flood warnings all throughout the Orlando area. Heavy rainfall rates here just in the last couple of hours have accumulated upwards of 5 to 10 inches of rainfall. Look at the 24-hour rainfall totals. Of course, we see this big swath of rain from Sarasota down to Fort Myers, and some of those totals are absolutely devastating and have left me speechless this morning just in the last 24 hours. 15, 16, 17 inches of rainfall. Now headed towards Daytona Beach, the Orlando area, upwards of a foot of rain is what we've seen. If you turn back the clock even more so, a couple of areas have seen upwards of 20 inches of rain, almost 2 feet of rain already. We're continuing to watch Ian as it progresses and widespreads its impacts to additional portions of Florida and additional states across our nation. You can watch me on social media for additional updates. I am on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Until then, please stay alert and please stay very safe.